we're going to start. And when I asked my guides, I mainly got nothing for what today's meditation should look like. And finally, what was settled on was Mary Magdalene's medley of meditations. And so I'm going to guide you through that. But the very first thing I want you to do, again, is place yourself first on your intent to get Reiki. Then place whoever you have as intentions, whoever you want as to be part of this, sending distance Reiki to. It can be a person, it can be a place, it can be a thing. So, so set that up first. And then we'll do our prayer of intention, prayer of connection, I should say, prayer of connection. And then I'll lead you through the meditations. And you're going to see that today's meditations it feels to me like they're mainly in the upper chakras. So from the heart upwards is where most of the meditations are going to be. So, okay. So very gently close your eyes. Take a deep inhale and let it out. Dear Mother, Father, God, Divine, Infinite Spirit, Source of all that is, we ask to be connected to you, to our higher self, and to the higher self of all of those that we love, all of those that we place in our Reiki circle for healing. All persons, places, or things that are important to us that need healing. And we thank the angels, the archangels, the ascended masters, the Reiki masters for this group healing, because we know that when two or more are gathered in my name, there am I. And we also know that for the number of people that are on the screen, it is that number to that power. So we have 9 people on the screen right now, which means that 9 to the 9th power is where, which is 9 times 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 9, till we get to the 9th power. So our force of our healing is so much greater. And we thank all the beings that accompany us, including our ancestors, including our past lives. We thank the beings that share their assistance to help us on our path, to help us become acclimated to the higher vibrations. And as Barb mentioned earlier, just feel yourself going inside of you and just going up, feeling the vibrational path of yourself expanding upwards, and feeling the lightness that accompanies the increase in your vibration. At the same time, we are going to take our root chakra and send it down to the center of the earth so that we also bring up Mother Earth's energy into us. And we have our root chakra connected to our heart. And we take our root and expand it, expand it, expand it until we feel completely anchored in Mother Earth's energy. And we take the energy from Source, bring it down through our open crown, bring it through our third eye, bring it through our throat and into our heart. And we blend it with Mother Earth's energy. So we are anchored from heaven to earth. And we stand in our power as the living being of the oneness of God. We are the eyes, the ears, the nose, the throat, the hands, the feet, and all the energies that accompany this. We are that. We are God expressing itself. And now we ask our crown to fully open. And as we open and watch the 1,000 points of our crown circulate above us, we go to the higher chamber plane where the ascended masters live, where the Christ consciousness lives. And we ask the Father, Mother, God to restore and balance our energy. And we ask the same for our intention. The person, place, or thing that we are sending Reiki to. That balance be restored to it, to them. And we stay in this higher chamber plane with our open crown and invite the Mother God to clear our mind and clear our thought forms that no longer serve us. Clear out any debris that has come in throughout the week that may have made us unhappy, confused us, angered us, discombobulated us. We ask all of that to be cleared out by Mother God. And we ask the same for our intentions. And we stay in the higher chamber plane. And we ask for healing for our soul. We ask that our soul is balanced and that our vibration is raised, and that our soul be strengthened to meet whatever challenges are sent us, that our soul be willing to stand firm even though others would prefer that we collapse or acquiesce to their wishes. We stand firm. We ask for the strength to stand firm. And we ask the same for our intentions. No matter what the issues are, no matter what the dangers are, no matter what the obstacles are, we ask that those that we have sent this healing to be also able to stand firm and meet those obstacles, those issues, those dangers. And now we call forth our spiritual team, those beings that work with us in particular, whether they be angels, archangels, ascended masters, ancestors, our higher self, whatever spiritual beings of light are important to us, whatever spiritual beings of light we work with, we call on for help, we ask them to come in and treat all the conditions present in our body, whatever those conditions are. Even if they're long-seated conditions, even if they have a diagnosis of can't be cured, we know that with God, all things are possible. And every being we call on is an aspect of God. This is our spiritual team that is at our beck and call. All we have to do is ask them to come in for us. That is critical. They never violate our free will. They will not impose themselves on us. They have to stand on the sidelines until we let them in. And we ask the same for our intentions. And now we ask for a special healing for our attitudes, for our emotions, for our mental thought forms. We cannot control what somebody else thinks, says, or does, but we can control our attitude towards it. That is completely within our control. And we ask to learn to control our emotions so that we can bring back a neutrality, a stability, an evenness, and a balance to our lives so that we can bring back anything that brings us unhappiness and transmute it into love. And we ask the same for our intentions, that they be given the same quality, the same ability. And now we enter a chamber, and in that chamber, we look above our head and we see a golden dome. And that golden dome has every rib made out of gold. And from each rib is the most exquisite golden light emanates from each rib of the dome. And that golden light showers down on us and replenishes our joy, the happiness, the unconditional love that we are entitled to, the freedom from burden, unremitted joy, simple joy. And we breathe in our acceptance of that and accept it into every fiber of our being, down to the minutest part of the 300 million cells. 300 trillion cells that compose our body. And we ask the same joy to be shed on our intentions. And we stand under that golden dome and continue to replenish our joy for every incident that was robbed from us. We place it back into every organ that was ever affected by lack of joy. We return it. And we ask the same for our intentions. And now we focus on our heart chakra and we see our heart glow and expand from everything that we have done this morning. And we see our heart grow and grow and grow. And we see our heart connect with the heart of the divine, connect with the heart of the Christ consciousness, connect with the heart of Mary, Mother, Nurturer. And we ask that love, unconditional love, nurturing love, nourish us and bring us to a fullness of grace that we can have with us, keep with us as we go through our week. We can continue to do this. And we ask the same for our intentions. That they receive the same heart energy and the same connection to the divine that we have been able to receive. And we look at the sun in the sky, and we give gratitude and blessings to the sun. It is through the sun that we continued to survive and thrive on this planet. It is the energy of the sun that nourishes us, that predictably comes through every day as our earth rotates around the sun. And we know that we too are capable of blending with the energy of the sun. The beings of the sun, the masculine portion is called Helios, the feminine is Vesta. And those beings also are at our beck and call if we ask for them. And we share the same intention with those that we have placed for healing. And we bring the energy of Source and gently fold it into our heart, the energy of the sun, the energy of unconditional love. Everything gets folded into our heart. And we ask that this energy stay with us as long as we need it, permanently if we desire. And we ask the same for our intention. And as we end this healing, we thank and stand in gratitude for the angels, the archangels, the ascended masters, the Reiki masters, our ancestors, and all the beings of light that accompany our healings. We stand in gratitude to Source, to the Blessed Mother, to Master Jesus, to Helios, to Vesta, and any other beings that showed up for us or for our intended healings. And we gratefully assume our place back and start our week having honored this part of ourself that is so vital to our health, our well-being, and every single thing that we use to conduct our life. We close our healing with a final namaste. Amen. Thank you. And you very gently open your eyes, and I will, and I'll call on you for feedback, but if you don't want to, just go like this, if you don't want to say anything. So Barbara? I think she's gone. Okay. Andrea.
Hi. Yes, thank you, Alice. I had a hard time focusing. I felt very scattered, but I thought the meditation was beautiful, and I finally started to calm down. I just wanted to share something, if I could, that was triggered by your meditation. When you were talking about focusing on the cells, at the cellular level and everything. I heard yesterday, I read something about a near-death experience. A nurse had experience, and she was a believer in God, but yet she wasn't really 100% sure. And when she had clinically was pronounced dead, and she left her body and she met with who she believed to be God. She was going through her life review, and he said he was showing her like her DNA and going through her cells individually. And he said, look, this is what she said. He said, look, what do you see there? He said, I am actually embedded in your DNA. And I thought that was so powerful for me, because I tend to think of God as a separate being, who's sort of looking down on us. But for me, that was very moving, and your meditation kind of, to me, tied in with that. So I just thought that was very comforting and wanted to share that, Alice.
Wow. No, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
I think Teresa mentioned something similar to that yesterday.
Yeah.
That God is in the mitochondria, in the cells, in the
Yes.
cell wall, in every part of that. So no, thank you, Andrea.
Sure.
That was wonderful.
Well,
Thank you.
thank you. That was a revelation for me.
Great. Yeah, nothing out there, all in here. Everything is inside of you. All right, Liz, how about you?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you very much for that. I had a little bit of monkey mind at the end, but at the beginning, when you said to focus on expansiveness of your root, I've really only felt like infinite expansiveness from when I think of my consciousness from my heart. But this morning, when I did that for the root, it was just so far out, and I just felt super, super anchored. And then as we were continuing the meditation, the image of the Colossus of Rhodes came into my mind. They're the statues in Egypt. And I thought, that's odd. And I just sort of noted it down. So when we were waiting just now, I just sort of Googled, and that's actually, those are statues of the sun god Helios.
Excellent.
And so it was sort of, and that came early on in the meditation. So it was sort of, I guess I was feeling that energy earlier before you had called that in. And then I really loved the focus on joy when you said we're all entitled to joy, and just having that process of streaming in. It just, I think that's that's the vibration, that's raising the vibration, is holding on to that. So I
Yeah.
really enjoyed that.
Thank you, Liz. That's we forget. We can ask for it. We can ask for what we need. We forget that and everything. So Sherry, how about you? Thank you, Liz.
Yes, I actually had a problem like getting started and being distracted and having a lot going on. But when I finally did tune in, I think it was a really good point when you were talking about healing and, you know, things that would not be cured. And I actually, a couple weeks ago, my sister was diagnosed with brain cancer. It kept changing. It was brain cancer, lung cancer, breast cancer,
Mm,
and it was like all, and it was not looking good. And my sister and I had been really tense, but she kind of didn't have the same belief system that I had, because I remember like when I first was attuned, like right before my attunement, I think I had some experience and I had passed out and cut my face open, but I healed so quickly because we were doing group group Reiki healing. And I thought about my sister because the minute that I found out, I was kind of like, okay, I'm trying to think of being positive and I'm trying to believe this is beyond my control and that she was going to be okay, because it was a little joke that I always told myself that my sister is the meanest one, so she's going to outlive us all. So that was always my thought. I was like, this is not how I imagined it. So I happened to walk by and I picked up a book and I had no idea what it was about. It was just on my shelf and I was reading it to my baby. It was called The Circle Maker. I don't know if you heard of it, but I opened it and it was pretty much about prayer and how no prayer is too big, all your prayers are answered. It was like praying your way around the problem, believing that, you know, everything was going to be okay. And then I had a feeling that things were going to be okay. I didn't understand it. So slowly we've been getting better news. It looks like she's going to be okay. So I was thinking about that when you mentioned that, and then, you know, have some sicknesses and illnesses going on in the family that are minor, but it just kind of reinforced that, you know, sometimes you don't even realize it. I stumbled upon a book. I have lots of books, you know, and just realizing that like it's beyond our control and we can have healing and like just that power. And that kind of brought me back to that. And it just kind of reinforced that anything is possible, you know, even the grimmest diagnosis
right.
can be
Right.
overturned.
Totally. Totally. You can't accept no for an answer. You can't accept this is hopeless. You know, that's between God and the soul contract of the person, not a judgment from man. You know. So thank you, Sherry. That's very powerful. Corrine, how about you?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
I was scared, just like Andrea said. I was very, very confused, and it was like a monkey mind, like really, really, really crazy. But then with the time, I think after you said about the cell, like healing the cells, and then everything comes really, 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 really down. And then I'm like, okay, I can relax now. So that was really, really good, because I was very nervous, and I felt my whole body was like kind of shaking, like resistance.
Yeah.
But then after that, everything calmed down. It
Excellent.
was really good. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, sweetie. All right. Ashley?
Thanks, Alice. Yeah, that was, I feel like, exactly what I needed this morning. It's interesting because I don't even really remember all of it, but it's because I think, you know, when you are, you know, either deep in a meditation or in an altered state or something, your conscious mind is kind of, I don't know, in the background. But what I do remember is that, so I've been, I'm starting to travel for work again for the first time since the pandemic. So it's been almost 3 years since I've traveled, and I have coming up, like starting next week, a few weeks of travel, and I've been feeling anxious about it. And this sort of helped me to put that in the broader perspective of what the long-standing role that anxiety has played in my life, and the fact that it can be changed, or that it can be helped, or, you know, I guess healed. Like I can call upon within myself the resources to sort of to kind of address that. And so anyway, I really appreciate it. I was, you know, deeply moved from the beginning. Like I felt my energy start to shift, and there was a being that entered my field that felt like a feminine being. And yeah, it was very healing, and I feel very different than when I started. And again, like I said, I've been feeling this nerves and anxiety for a while. So I felt that it really helped with that.
Super.
Yeah.
Super. Anything that works is terrific. And I think we have Amber on online.
Good morning.
Good
Not
morning.
not much. I'm just so grateful that you all exist and that I was able to join this morning, and
Great.
that Mary Magdalene was here. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you. All right, and I think that's it. Everybody spoke that is on board. Barb went off. So anyway, have a great week, and I'll see you next week. I never know until probably the day before, or the day of, what the meditation is going to be. I kind of have an idea, but that it has something to do with emotional releases, but not certain, you know, so just pray for direction from my guides. So, and I'll be, because that next week is my regular week, then, so I'll be on that. And this month we have 5 Sundays. So Christina Kunkel will be, not Folks, but Kunkel will be the one leading the meditation on the last Sunday of the month. So we actually have 5 Sundays in October. It works out that way, I guess, twice a year. So anyway, so we'll see you next week, and have a wonderful week, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alice.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Have a
Thank-
great week.
You too.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.